Hello everybody, this is Trollforce again in our explain video. This video will be a little longer with a lot of Agrippa dialogue. We're going to cover all that you need to know about the Nave. Now let's get into this video. After climbing out of the sewer, if you have the craziest idea of jumping back down there, there's nothing stopping you. Other than being locked up in this room after the shadows have enough of your shit and eventually letting you out. If you listen real closely, you can hear a lot of wind at the other side of the cave-in. I think this is new in the 1.3 update, but the lever here is lit up to indicate what you have to do. This diary page explains what Daniel will go through in his first banishment ritual that will require him to kill someone.
The warding ritual was not something of a sane mind. I did not even realize the dungeon was still in use. Alexander had his servants bring one of the prisoners, a murderer, he told me. Alexander made all the arrangements, but he said I had to perform the ritual in order to have the right effect. The shadow could be led astray by the blood of another. Killing the man would provide us precious time. What else could I do? Alexander said it had to be done. He is saving my life. I don't have the luxury of argument.
Seeing the giant staircase in the nave followed by another staircase to the choir, and of course yet another fucking staircase to inner sanctum, makes me believe that the sewer is not the deepest level in the game, as told in the wiki page. This flashback is of what I believe is Alexander putting Agrippa's soul into the empty husk.
Can you feel the syringe?
No, I can't feel anything. Alexander?
Yes.
Soon, I won't even be able to move, will I?
Your life is safe.
I don't doubt that. But will it be worth living?
As soon as you go downstairs, your attention is immediately drawn to the body hanged on a wall. When you get closer to it, the head lifts up and asks for your help. If you deny his help, after you escape from the cells later on, his head will be gone and Agrippa ending will not be achieved.
Next to me. Please.
Here's a note in the chancel that explains why Agrippa is held captive by Alexander. In low sanity at the staircase, you can see several spiders all over the area. Upon closer inspection, you can see that they're actually the spiders in the Penumbra games, but they're retextured to match the game's theme. After you open the heavy gates, Alexander will give you a warning to stand down, and then he later sends 3 grunts to capture you. If you help Agrippa this time, Daniel's reputation and conscience will begin to change, and that will result in his younger sister Hazel to live, as of now that Daniel is caring and good-natured.
My name is Agrippa. Who might you be? Daniel? Like the prophet thrown into the lion's den? Tell me, Are you among the lions, Daniel? You want to stop Alexander? Oh my. So Babylon shall fall, you say? You worry too much. Alexander is toothless without an arm. He has one. That's not very promising at all. The sanctum is basically impenetrable, but guess why more? It could be breached by another, but Alexander broke my arm, a long time ago. Really? Well, if you tell the truth, by all means, seek out the pieces of the broken arm and mend away. I believe he uses them for torture now. They practically leak matter, which is quite useful, I understand. There should be 6 of them. Look around the choir and the transept. You should be able to find them there.
Here's a collection of dialogue by Agrippa if you remain by his side.
What lever? Oh, that one. So many of Alexander's things are breaking down. Look around. Maybe the other room. There are machine parts hidden all over this place. You'll find a way to fix it. Me? I'm Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. That was once quite important, you know. Baron Alexander has sustained my soul in this dead heart for years. Who knows how many? Hundreds, I presume. That is quite impressive in many ways, but he has grown impatient. Me? I'm the next best thing. Alexander really wanted none other than Johann Weyer. You never heard of Johann Weyer? My God, boy. He's probably the greatest man in history, and you don't know him? Or is it the world who has forgotten him? It's my pupil. Yes, I do take pride in that. Is it so wrong? Mithraeum once, one which had not been plundered. Do you know Mithraeum? I suppose it doesn't matter. It is an old faith, building temples out of caverns. The dark walls being the universe, and inside are its followers. Humans watching the sky slowly turn. But the followers do have one thing to arouse a real sense of connection to creation. The orbs. Many orbs are left. They sometimes consume themselves, or break, then used by an uninitiated. I was lucky. The orb I found spared my life and returned to where I found it. I know because Alexander took it and brought it to Brandenburg. A brave man and dared to proceed where I did not. He unearthed a number of cavern temples and gathered a whole collection of orbs. But unlike every other finder since the fall of the Mithraeum faith, he was able to unshackle the horror you and I connected with the orbs. He used them and was able to travel far and wide, beyond the world itself. Powerful. Not the way I hoped for. I've done all that I can to escape this prison, but now I use all my strength merely to stay alive. Johann Weyer said he found a way to take me with him beyond the stars. But I was too afraid to come along. Seriously. And now, all I can do is regret it. I always hoped Weyer would return and give me a second chance. But so does Alexander. That's why he keeps me here, as a hostage, hoping Weyer will reveal himself. Good boy, Daniel. And I appreciate your company. But I believe you have more important things to take care of. Sorry, Daniel. No time for sitting around. What are you doing? Time is running short.
Agrippa will then ask you to take him with you to finish off Alexander and help you escape.
But if you're really going after Alexander, would you consider taking me with you? I know it sounds ridiculous. I mean, look at me. But if you find anything concerning a man named Johann Weyer, Would you please bring it to me? I believe he was working on a way to help me. A recipe for some sort of potion. A tonic to free me from this husk of mine.
Agrippa will congratulate you if you open the heavy doors.
Ah, you again. You got the doors open? Good going. I knew you could do it.
Stepping into the office, you can see a note on the table that contains Wire's recipe and Alexander's thoughts on Agrippa and Wire. The second to last memory capsule in the desk below explains about the Order of the Black Eagle's suspicions and Alexander's lifeline. If you take a look around the room, you can see a bunch of stone tablets and a bunch of Egyptian shit. Agrippa will then congratulate you for finding Wire's recipe and tells you what to do once you attain it.
Wire's recipe? Then there might still be a chance. Listen carefully. Alexander is working on opening a gate, a door to another world. It's where he wants to go. If you could put your anger aside, let him open the portal before you take your revenge. Let me pass the gate then. Please, find the ingredients and prepare the tonic via the scribes. And do so before you assemble the orb. The barrier keeping you from the inner sanctum will only be breached for a short time. Unless everything is taken care of before mending the orb, you won't be able to save me.
Most of the time when you enter the cell area over here, this terrifying scene will happen. This flashback of the prisoner means that he has already gotten used to the Amnesia mixture after numerous tortures.
I've been here already. I know this taste. A taste of Damascus rose obfuscating the truth in a dim haze. They may sweep the traces from my memory, but my body remembers. These cuts speak volumes, even though my mind remains silent. They will be back. They will be back.
Alexander explains the use of these cells to Daniel in this flashback.
These cells are meant to hold prisoners who are under treatment. The people you send for will end up here. Remember that the confinement itself works as a preamble to the torture, and you should pace yourself. Don't take anyone before they are ready.
Understood.
Sounds from the torture chambers are shuttled in through those pipes in the ceiling. Manage your victims well, and let one prisoner's pain instill terror in his cellmate.
Here's the Hitchhiker's Guide to Retrieving Tempter from an Invisible Space Fish. Two different dialogues will happen if you collect the ore pieces from either the transept or the choir.
Pieces used in the transept. go to the choir and find the rest. Daddy, good to see you. Looks like you cleaned out the choir. Head for the transept and find the rest of the ore pieces.
Agrippa will acknowledge that you have all the ore pieces and pleases you
I
to
know I
save
have
them.
no right to ask anything of you, but if you could find it in your heart to gather the ingredients for Vire's tonic before attempting to mend the ore, there might still be a chance for you to save me. Please, my fate is in your hands.
This final diary page flashback is prior to Daniel's breaking point, and this follows the Waiting for the Rain story in the Remember collection. It shows a final group of people that Alexander and Daniel kidnap.
August 1839. Tonight, we will unlock the power of the orb and ultimately banish the shadow hunting me. I feel it closing in on me, and I fear for my life more than ever. Just outside Altstadt lays a small settlement where Zimmerman, a dairy farmer, lives with his wife and 3 children. We took the coach and went there. Our visit was unexpected, and Alexander was able to strike Zimmerman down without alerting the others. As he went to take care of the farmhands, I began to look for the children. We should have more than enough prisoners to finish the ritual now.
This bloody table is most likely moved here from downstairs, or someone was killed here and dumped in the sewers. Ew. At this point, the shadow completely takes over the castle and much of the nave is close to collapse. A tinderbox appears at the well and the hall to the lever room is completely collapsed. Also, Daniel appears to be tired at this point.
I thought I'd lost you. The castle trembled and I could hear the chancel collapse. The laboratory might be accessible now.
If you're still carrying the bucket of water from the cells earlier, you can give this to the water lurker as a peace offering or some shit like that. Downstairs, the shadow appears to have opened the door to the lab for Daniel. Whether this was intentional to allow him to finish Wire's tonic for Agrippa, but then later kills Daniel anyway, is unknown.
Thank goodness. Now, pay attention. First, beat me the tonic, and then use the saw to remove my head. As the tonic begins to work, you'll be able to cut off my head without taking my life. Then, take my head and bring it with you. As you enter the gate Alexander is opening into inner sanctum. What do you mean? Why wouldn't you enter the gate? We can't argue now. You need to act.
Here's something interesting. The halls to both the transepts and the choir are collapsed, but at the choir hall, there are mushrooms illuminating in one spot. How these got here fast enough before the collapse, or their mere presence here, is questionable, but they are cool to look at. Another obvious thing is that downstairs you can see a newly opened passage to a hidden room. And as mentioned before, the metal table is not here, and I don't know if the Chow is really helping Daniel, or this is just by pure chance. The area of the room is very different compared to the many others seen. How there is a blood trail leading from a locked door and a blood drain to help you with the recipe if you have forgotten it.
Don't get ahead of yourself. First, we need the tonic. Quickly, off with the head! And then, whatever happens, get me through that gate.
After you saw off Agrippa's head and take it, you can hear some of the ending music if you throw his head into the portal at the end of the game. This is Trollforce, and I'll see all you people in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and hitting it just won't do. Here's what you can do. This is gonna be funny. Just make sure you have Agrippa's head with you. Go outside into your nearest busiest actually not so busy. Just go out in the middle of the fucking woods somewhere. Like, take Agrippa's head, it has to be 300 years old, hold that thing above your head, and scream, "Oolah Akbar!" I'm just kidding, just hit that subscribe button to see more awesome content like this. And please say hello to my buddy Frictional Daily for me, and the Amnesia Puzzles if you have the time. So yeah, they're awesome supporters of mine, and they have supported me throughout this entire series thus far. And my 200th video special is coming up. I think you all will like it. Oh yeah. Well, see you later, everybody. Goodbye.